You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
Tamla Morris Brown, CEO of Aaliyah's Motivation of Women. Tamla's pain is her motivation, which is also her battle cry. Join her in her leadership to bring awareness to fibromyalgia. Let's make a difference and bring the end to 24 hours, 365 days a year of pain. Tamla Morris Brown can be reached at 313-289-4090. That's 313-289-4090. Join her if you or somebody you know has fibromyalgia. Tamla, a soldier in pain.
Discover the truth.
Original, we the first to do it, and all these other nations are just our children. Even the pale skin was made in our image. Read the book of Ruth and check out your lineage. It's the melanin that gives us a dark complexion. That's a gene, no color separation. The Willie Lynch let it work to perfection. 2000 something and y'all still guessing. Don't know your nationality or your family tree, cause you refuse to listen to the prophet you are lead. So I put it in a rap to a mad production. So while your head bobbing, you can start to learning something. A great importance, there's so much to learn. Rewind and track and soak it in, knowledge is born. Better know who you are, discover the truth. Cause the truth don't change, no the truth don't change, it remains the same. Better know who you are, discover the truth. They got us working like slaves for a couple of dollars. Like Marvin said, it make me wanna holler. How they doing? My life is straight trife. They robbing me without a gun or a knife. Hey, what I needed was a Propia persona. I'm blowing the system, come and get me your honor. Standing on all law, the rawest you ever saw. Guess what, United States bankrupt since 34. You was played with the straw, man. Please learn the law, man. I'm one brother doing all I can to uplift my people and help them.
What's going on, y'all? It's a different time, a different day. Yeah, I don't even put on the D hat, the whole nine. You know, so y'all know I got something in store. There's something different jumping off today. Like, you know, I know he like, what, Brother Bay, what's going on with him today? The state of hip hop. That's what we talking about. I can remember receiving a phone call few weeks back, whatnot, and they was like, look, bro, I heard you in a position where you can help me out. I'm like, that's a fact, Jack. Well, I need the help. I was like, okay, well, what you need? Who is you? And I can honestly say, when you find out a person, because this world is small, right? Especially my hood, Detroit, Brightmore, Smith Home Projects, all that little Schoolcraft, all that little area right there. And people are connected and don't even know that they connected. People have connections with people and family members that don't even know, and then you just be bumping heads. But when I received the phone call that I received, but I was getting information when I was in the penitentiary. I'm not talking about somebody that just started this hip hop situation. Been doing it for a minute. But when I was in prison, you know, I used to get reports about, you know, Baby Bang Entertainment, you know, Baby Bang ENT, yada, yada, yada. Niche, Baby Bang, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, I know exactly who she is, but, you know, what is her worth? What is she doing? Is she making any noise? And a lot of times people have to struggle for 5 years or 10 years. Some people only got to struggle for 6 months and they own. You know, so everybody's walk is not the same. But when I received the call and I was like, okay, well, what is it that the sister want to do? You know, so we start looking at things. I'm an urban novelist. Y'all familiar with my sister Tamla Morris Brown of Aaliyah's Motivation of Women. She's also an urban novelist. She has a novel coming out. And then I'm always supporting hip hop and different type of genres of music from the grassroots level right here at this institution, WHPR, whether it be 88.1 or 107.3 WVIE. And I was blessed to be able to say, okay, well, look, this is what I'm getting ready to do. I'm about to pull all stops out, all guns out, proverbial gun, because you know I can't carry no gun. I'm I don't have a pistol, Mr. Man. I'm just saying. But coming straight out of Detroit, we understand that we have a different swagger, we have a different vernacular, and we have things about us that people outside or on the outskirts of Detroit really don't understand. And they think that we saying one thing when we saying something totally different. And give you a prime example, you might hear, well, most people is attuned to this and abreast to this saying, but you fat, baby. Not that she's F-A-T, but she's F-H-A-T. Pretty hot and tempting. You know, so everybody know that that particular saying and that particular vernacular comes from the ghetto, and it comes from the hood. It comes from us. So we have something that's unique, and all spectrums of where we come from hasn't been explored. You know, and I dare to say that the Smith Home Projects was at a cups of getting ready to be exposed to the world by a brother named Easy B. But Easy B, he had to go through something. He did some things, and now, you know, he's in prison and he's doing his time, and I can honestly say he's an innocent man. He should be released, but you know, the innocent projects don't work for everybody. You know, a lot of people get out and some people is just still stuck and they just got to wait their turn. But the talent in Brightmoor, Detroit in general is so unique, and it's potent, but it's not receiving the exposure that I think that it needs at the level for us to go to where we need to go as far as hip hop is concerned. When we look at Turbulence and we look at Primetime TV right here, which is homegrown, and we run Detroit radio, we're talking about hip hop. We're talking about a particular genre and or culture that is amongst us right here in this particular institution, WHPR, and it still hasn't received the national attention or international attention that it deserves. Not to say that it doesn't receive national or international attention, because it does. We're on the World Wide Web. We're on Google TV right now. We're on Amazon TV right now. We're on the Roku box. And we on Facebook Live. I mean, we everywhere. You know, we have the potential of reaching over 8 million viewers, and we all the way down in the Virgin Islands through WVIE, which is also a subsidiary and or up under the umbrella of the WHPR family, which is headed by the CEO, Brother R.J. Watkins. But when we look at what hip hop is and what it has brought to the table, it has made a lot of people rich. It has made a lot of people millionaires, arguably billionaires in some cases. But those who are claiming the fame of billionaire, you can best believe that they just reached it if they look like me. Like, you know, arguably people say, you know, Dr. Dre was supposed to be a billionaire from the Beats by Dre deal, but he's not yet a billionaire. But I don't know what the man pockets look like. All I know is it was a hell of a deal. And I'm proud of the brother from coming from where he come from, where he's at right now today. So when I bring the people that I have right now on my team, because we're getting ready to try to take things to a whole nother level. Y'all know I hit them in the head with the urban novel Ghetto Racketeering back in 2009, and everybody been waiting on Ghetto Racketeering 2. But I have other projects that I want to participate in and help launch that Ghetto Racketeering 2 can wait. You know, it's a lot of y'all that ain't even explored Ghetto Racketeering yet, so it still has a lot of ground to cover, so I can still do some things with that. But when we look at Baby Bang Entertainment and we look at Aaliyah's Motivation of Women, those particular two entities that I'm affiliated with at this particular juncture, those are the things that I think is important because we're coming from different spectrums. We're not just coming from hip hop, music, entertainment. We're also coming from awareness. We're coming from cures. For illnesses that people don't even know that's out there that exists. How many people even know anything about fibromyalgia? Most of us can't even pronounce it. It took me at least a month and a half to even be able to let that fibromyalgia roll off my tongue. I'm not ashamed to say I'm a product of the Detroit public school system. So I'm just playing. But I got Sister Tamla Morris Brown and Sister Nisha Baby Bang sitting with me right now on the set, and you know, me and Nisha Baby Bang, we got a connection that's unique, and that connection, you know, this is the person that I was talking about that gave me the phone call. Was like, "What's up, man? I heard you doing yada yada yada." I'm like, "Yeah, what's up?" She was like, "Well, I need to get on, cuz G." I was like, "Well, come on." I was like, "Well, let's go. You need to get on. I'm going to, you know, do everything in my power to make sure that we can bring some dreams to fruition. We can make some things manifest right here while we're living." And the more because, you know, I'm smoking things over. I'm learning, Tammy, with the Aaliyah's Motivation of Women. You know that we have a history. And we have been doing things right here on WHPR on TV 33 with her awareness, but it's more to Tammy than just the Aaliyah's Motivation of Women. She has a novel that she's bringing out, and she's also an entrepreneur. So we try to encompass everything that is a part of who we are as individuals and not just sidetrack ourselves or just limit ourselves to certain spectrums of who we are, but to explore it all and bring it into this particular pot. And we have that unique gumbo that comes right out of here, out of the city of Detroit. And that's what you see right here. Now, I know many people were like, well, Sister Katrina Muhammad at? Well, the sister, she's healing right now. She's going through some things. She's healing. She's going to be all right. Our prayers and, you know, and our thoughts go out to her and her family, but the sister be all right. Sister Cook Bay, she has some other projects that she's looking at right now. Everybody that comes through this particular subsidiary of this particular institution that we know as WHPR has things that they're doing. So we utilize the Think Tank Show as a catapult or something to catapult us to the next level of what it is that we want to do. And I'm never the type of brother to say, okay, well, you started with me, so you better hope. No, go ahead, sister. Go ahead, brother, do your thing, because that's what the Think Tank Show is here for, to give people more exposure. And we're not here to exploit sex, drugs, violence, etc., but we're here to talk about it and come up with some type of understanding of where it comes from, what it's about, and why we do the things that we do. But in the process, we're not just on that level. We're multifaceted. You know, the Think Tank is just that. It's the Think Tank Show. We think about and on levels dealing with multiple things. But today is the state of hip hop. And I know it's a lot of y'all out there that has something to say about the Tupac movie. And I've been listening, you know, because that was supposed to have been a classic. And that's a staple, a historical staple in the history of hip hop here in the United States of America, dealing with the story of Tupac Amaru Shakur. And a lot of people was upset. A lot of people was not satisfied. A lot of people think it was watered down and that they was gypped and they was robbed with what they put out as far as the story of Tupac Shakur. But when you look at the state of hip hop as versus from where Tupac Shakur was living and where we at today, you can always see that there's a difference. There's a paradigm shift that took place that took us culturally, mentally, and socially from one particular spectrum of hip-hop to another. At one particular time, it was conscious hip-hop that was being displayed and exploited, but the message within itself was not something that was favorable to the mainstream media. So gangster rap was something that they, you know, put their money behind, and they pushed. And a lot of people thought like Tupac and Dr. Dre and NWA was tools in this particular game that was in this psychology that was being laid down on our people as far as manipulating the paradigm of our people into being violent, sexually promiscuous, drug addicts, and alcoholics. Now, I'm not the type of brother to sit up here and make it seem as though that, I'm not finna drink a beer or two because I do what I do. But at the same token, I understand that everything has to be done in moderation. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm not a child. I'm not somebody that has been manipulated to the level where they don't understand that it has responsibilities. And we don't have something that we have to give back to the community. So that's what this particular segment is about. It's about talking to our young brothers and our young sisters. It's not many of y'all that's sitting in front of the TV watching right now because it's nice outside. But then it's a lot of y'all that's inside the house, that's up under the AC, like I ain't trying to be out there in that humidity. So it's a give and take type of situation right now. But Nish Baby Bang and Tamla Morris Brown is two sisters that I'm proud of because they definitely are entrepreneurs in their own right. They pushing their business and their culture, or their business and their company, or their company and the brand of their company. They're pushing both of them, and they have been successful enough to be able to come on this particular outlet more than once. Some may have been other things like Sister Baby Bang, Nish Baby Bang. She's been on 88.1 in WVIE. This is the first time she's been on TV 33 WHPR, Comcast 91 via the Think Tank show. But we know that Tammy has been here a few times because she has a commercial that runs, and that's a sponsor of this particular show, the Think Tank show. But what we gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna ask them to give us, and Tammy, she was like this. She was, I ain't trying to go on the air, brother. I don't want to talk. I was like, you better get your butt down here because you are part of the Think Tank show family too. And she came, but when she got, I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk. Well, she talking today, y'all. So and she gave me a problem about this. She was like, she was clear, and now she over here. She might be a ventriloquist because y'all can't see her mouth moving, but she just said, did he just put me on front? And then we got Baby Bang over here. She got her telephone ringing all in the microphone. So y'all know we straight from the hood. This ain't scripted. This is this is live right here. This ain't no, this is television for real, What's going on? Did you get a chance to go see that Tupac movie?
Yes, I saw it.
What you think of it?
I don't think they told the real story.
Why?
It just seemed like it was scripted. They didn't really tell the story of Tupac. I'm from his era. I know what he was doing and how he was putting his music out. The way he was pushing his music at the communities, the younger, the youth. I was with that. I was listening to him. He's political.
Right.
Revolutionary, for sure. Black Panther, the child of a Black Panther. His message was straight to us, trying to wake up the next one to lead.
So was that particular element of Tupac really depicted in the movie, that he was a child of a Black Panther?
No, to me, they represented what they wanted to represent. They didn't push what he was really talking about. They left a lot of things out.
Mm-hmm. I can honestly say that for this to be probably one of the most anticipated movie releases and or documentary or movie of a famous person
Rapper.
that comes from our community, for it to receive the response that it received, it sounds as though that it was a disappointment.
Very much.
And that it needed to be done again.
I was disappointed.
Yeah, and it needs a redo. It needs a do-over. I mean, the
Malcolm
X.
I understand why his mother really didn't want it released.
Yeah, it seems as though that this was the movie and or the pilot that she didn't want released because she didn't like how it was portraying her son.
That's right.
Yeah, and the life, and when you talk about who Tupac wasn't just a thug or a gangster. That wasn't him.
They pushed the scandal.
Yeah,
they didn't push his message. They pushed the scandal.
He definitely brought things to the table that changed the game. That
for sure, he changed me.
It's gonna last for 200-300 years from now, as long as hip hop is here. that's the generation and or the people who started putting your logo on your chain. Well, nobody wearing
nobody doing that.
they logo to their
Right.
label on their chain
Right.
until Tupac and them came out.
When he came with his, well, you know, before he passed,
Mm-hmm.
the Death Angel, his label, the last one, the chain that fell inside of the casino. They, you know, they didn't really show that. They didn't show that. That was his new label he was trying to release soon as Suge Knight was going to let him go. You see, he never got let go.
Right. Well, that's up for discussion. Has been for 20 years that people assumed and or speculated that Suge Knight has something to do with the demise of Tupac Shakur's physical body. But then you got people on the other end that feel like, well, Tupac's still living. Tupac ain't dead. So what is y'all talking about? So that can't. He couldn't have been a part of his demise because dude ain't gone.
What they really saying, Machiavelli.
Yeah, So anybody that knows
The story of Machiavelli.
or read the book of Machiavelli, they know that we talking about somebody, that faked their own death.
That's right.
Pulled a Demetrius Holloway, so to speak.
Right. So
So-
the thing is, they don't know what he did.
Right. So it's like but when we look at the state of hip hop, where it was at, when we had Tupac come from people like Eric B. and Rakim, Run DMC, Boogie Down Production, NWA, arguably. X-Clan. He got to start with X-Clan, and so even then when he did his first video with Digital Underground, he had African garb on and he was being toted through the air.
Thank you for saying that, because that was his first time being revealed as a king.
Right. So and a lot of people don't pay attention to our history when it comes down to hip hop, and we allow other people to tell our story. And me and you was dialoguing. We was like, well, we got to put something out about the hood. We got to put something about our side of Detroit, because every pocket of Detroit is not the same.
Our story hasn't been told.
Our story hasn't been told, and arguably, when you look at where we come from, Schoolcraft, Brightmoor Smith Home Projects, then I got the Dexter affiliation through my daddy. So I have some experiences that's a little bit unique, and some may say
You're not
potent.
the only one.
Yeah.
I used to live, in the Dexter Linwood area
Exactly.
too,
So we got a lot to
being
bring to the
all
table.
in different parts of the city, we pinpoint exactly where we remember most of our time being at. But from east to west,
Right.
I've been all through it.
Straight schoolcraft.
So what
Yeah,
you
just
say?
saying.
Hold on.
I'm straight schoolcraft.
That's
She
where
say-
she's from.
She
That's
say,
where she's
she
from.
say I'm straight Schoolcraft. I can't argue that because I really,
I was born in Highland Park.
See, so we going down memory lane of where it began and where it ends at.
well, I don't, Sister Tammy said she stayed Schoolcraft, but actually she was born in Highland Park.
My mother's doctor was on vacation.
Her mama's doctor was on vacation. Here we go, y'all. And the book begins. Go ahead.
The beginning.
The beginning of the book. You heard it here, right here on the Think Tank Show first. Here is the book that Tammy is coming out that she say I can't say the title of because it ain't copywritten yet. But that book.
That don't have nothing to do with what I'm talking about.
Well, so what are you talking about?
Go ahead, baby bang.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
She just escaped. I had her on the
we're gonna
hook.
leave that subject.
I had her on the hook. I thought, she was just gonna go in. Schoolcraft right here. That Greenfield, Schoolcraft from Greenfield all the way to Telegraph. You're looking at us three right here.
Right.
This is it. From Schoolcraft all the way over to Grand River. From Greenfield to Telegraph. This is what you're looking at right here. So we have something that we're bringing to the city of Detroit and we're bringing to television that's unique. Yeah, we have a lot of stories to tell, like the story of, I think it's August the 4th, of the 1967 riots is going to be premiered. And that's a story about the city of Detroit, the 1960s. That's
I most
historical.
definitely want to see that.
Yes.
You know,
Because
so
my family members were, I think they were just getting here from down south.
Mine is too.
So it was, you know, it was real crazy when they came. I wasn't even born yet, but I was hearing the stories.
but that they say that that era right there is where the birth of hip hop comes from. That revolutionary, that rebellious spirit that was within our communities, not just here in Detroit, but New York, Chicago, California, you know, Texas, and the list goes on and on, where our young brothers and sisters.
Bro, I just couldn't imagine seeing, you know, tanks and, you know, rolling around our neighborhoods and curfew telling you to go in the house. It's just, I can't imagine it. But to see it visually in a movie, it would take us back to that moment. Let us, you know, relive it and see what was going on.
But when you look at those particular times that our, because I wasn't born there then neither, but the times that our mothers and fathers and grandparents was living at that particular juncture, and when you're looking at today's time dealing with the state of hip hop, what element do you think need to be brought back to the table?
The story. You gotta go back in history to see what was really going on where we from. Most of these kids don't even know that it was riots and a lot of trials and tribulations with color and just racist times. It's just they don't know nothing about it. They think that the things that they see on TV is all it is. They don't know. So you gotta let them see it to
Do
believe
it,
it.
do it seems as though at times that hip hop is more concentrated, or the verbiage, the language, the vibe of hip hop that's being portrayed by
The
mainstream
language
media.
now is what's
What?
being pushed as garbage.
Okay, but that's my
language
point.
then was more so people were reading. People were putting more knowledge into their rap. It wasn't. It was a message, man. It was a story. Now it's like they dumbing it down. That's my
And what is
thought.
they? What do you think they dumbing it down with? What is
With the pushing of the drugs, you
Drugs.
know, the prescription drugs, the codeine, the lean, you know, everything that they trying to make our babies use. These not elder people that's listening to the rap. It's our youth. It's our kids. You know, so I feel like, you know, they pinpointed at our babies.
Well, when you look at one side of our story versus the other side, we understand that we also have a sophisticated educational side of who we are as a people. But the sophisticated and the educational side as who we are as a
It's not
people is
being
not being pushed.
It's not being pushed.
It's the okay. He's a basketball player. She's a model. He's a hip hop artist. They're not talking about the doctors and the lawyers and, you know, people who are saving lives and
Are
contributing
not
something to
being
medicine.
promoted
Yeah,
as the good people. They're promoting all of the negative people as, you know, I ain't gonna even call them negative people. It's more so they look for the bad. They're not looking for the good in us. So I think it's time to promote doctors, lawyers, you know, people that's doing good in the community. It's time to push that.
right,
Make these kids understand it's not just about what they seeing on TV. That's the negative image.
right.
We need some positive images.
And that takes me to what Tammy is doing with her Aaliyah Motivation of Women. She's doing something positive in the community. She has taken something that she has been stricken with, that she is battling with on a daily basis, which is called fibromyalgia, and she wants to spread that awareness and educate not just people in our community but the world. But this is coming out the hood.
Right.
This is somebody who was born and raised in the hood, but now
With her
is on
message.
television, and she's spreading this on social media, etc., etc. The awareness of fibromyalgia through Aaliyah's Motivation of Women, and people, when they turn on the news, they hear, "Oh, man shot down, woman raped, little boy dragged in the garage and murdered." You know, these are the things that you
That they
see
push.
immediately
That's
on
right.
television, on the news. You don't hear about woman from the hood
With a message
fighting
trying
fibromyalgia,
let
and
you
she's
know
trying to
about
get a
what's
cure.
going on. That's right.
Yeah, young lady from Detroit, Michigan, out of the Smith Home Projects. She has a grind and ambition about herself, and she's out here doing something positive and constructive. But yet, look where she come from. So where she come from, to where she is at today, it shows that she has grown and that there is a message and there is something that's out there in our community that can help change you from being wretched to being somebody that's positive and constructive. Look at me. I did 25 years in prison, and I have a talk show, and I'm pushing this now. I'm giving people a platform. I'm giving people an opportunity to take their dreams, their aspirations to the next level through this particular medium right here that we have, the Think Tank Show. And that's what I'm doing today. But when we look at the culture that I come from, I come from the culture of hip hop, or I come from the beginnings of the culture of hip hop, because hip hop arguably is not something that happened in the 80s. And I know this to be a fact. It's something that started before that, but it catapulted to another level in the 80s. And Run DMC, the two most influential groups, I believe, in hip-hop at that particular time was Run DMC and NWA.
That's right.
East Coast and the West Coast.
Two
And it
different
brought it
levels,
together.
though.
Two
That was
different
two
levels,
different levels.
two different times, but it's a part of who we are as a culture and who we are as a people. And a lot of times we take the bourgeoisie. But you got a lot of brothers and sisters don't even know they bougie.
Right.
They really think, I ain't finna be going to watch no Tupac movie. That's beneath me. That's bougie.
You know what? When I went to see the movie, man, it was grandmothers and
I believe that.
great aunties in
I
there
believe that.
sitting right with me. So
believe that.
They want to know what the message was and what the person was doing who made that movie to see where he was going to go about Tupac's life. To me, my opinion, they didn't take it there.
Yeah. Well, you know, that it's not just your opinion. It's the opinion of millions of people. And it's the opinions
And
of
also
people.
being an artist, it really, it made me feel some type of way because they didn't push it. They didn't tell his story the way it should have been told. So
Does it make you feel like, okay, you are who you are as an artist, you are who you are as an activist, because that's what you are. You're an activist. You have a motivation, you have an awareness corporation, and that within itself is what makes up an activist. That's what transform a person into an activist, where they're out there and they're educating the people, and they make sure that they're pushing education on a level that's going to catapult people to the next level and give them an education that's going to be empowerment to them. That's an activist. You're a businesswoman, and then you're an artist too. But then when you look at what happened with Tupac, does that make you say that my legacy has to be a little bit more airtight? I have to always think about after I'm gone, because I'm leaving something behind to my children and grandchildren,
basically,
and I want it to be right.
Building an empire. And with building anything, you have to know that it's not going to all fall back on me. Eventually, I'm going to grow old, and my children are going to be the ones who run my company. So I'm trying to make sure that they know that you entrepreneur off into things you love to do, and you can also run what I'm doing. So I'm trying to teach them what I know, and also let them be themselves and build their own, company.
Because when we look at our legacy within itself is our wealth. It's a difference between being rich and being wealthy. You can be rich and have a lot of money, but you're not wealthy. And being wealthy is something that's generational. It's something that's going to be passed down from generation to generation to generation, versus being rich is something that you can blow through within your lifetime. You can't blow through wealth.
Right.
Wealth is something that's going to supersede you. That's going to like the Obamas, if they don't never make another dime in life,
they're wealthy.
They're wealthy because their legacy is going to be told 500 years from now.
Throughout time, right.
That's wealth. What is it that you're leaving behind? Is you're leaving something back to, or something behind to your children or your descendants that's coming behind you, that's going to be able to utilize as a torch barrier, or they can be torch barriers, something that's going to be their beacon light. And I don't believe that the Tupac estate really understood the magnitude of what it was that Afeni Shakur was fighting for. Because only person, well, I'm not going to say only person, but I think the person that knowed Tupac the best and who he was his mama.
That's right.
And it ain't no coincidence that right after she died, they put the movie out.
That's right. They couldn't
and it
wait.
was trash.
They couldn't wait.
Well, I can't say it was trash because I haven't seen it,
Well,
but according to the report.
I'm telling you from Baby Bang's perspective, it was trash.
You see what I mean? So,
know.
and it's millions and millions of people on Facebook, social media that feels the same way as far as the betrayal.
They
of
didn't
Tupac
represent
Shakur's
him.
life.
You know, they didn't represent him the way he would have done it if he was alive.
And you know,
And that's the
arguably,
big picture.
he was the greatest rapper that did it. He's the greatest that ever did
I've
it.
never seen no rapper in the game that could go in and drop album after album after album. Drop the lyrics, come back, tell them, hey, send the singers in. I'll come back tomorrow. I'll finish the rest. You know, that's called, man, that work ethic was crazy. And that's what I motivate myself off of. That's how I do it myself as a female. But, you know, you got to see it to believe it.
Well, I mean, you know, I done seen.
Righteous,
I done
righteous,
seen.
righteous.
What was that? Baby Bang ENT on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Baby Bang ENT on YouTube.
And I'm,
you,
you know,
you
I'm
can get
looking,
a visual.
I'm looking. I'm like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay. She got some swag about herself that I'm a little jealous
Trying
of.
to,
I got to
don't be
able-
jealous, man. Come on now.
Nah, hey,
Talk about
look,
you a little
hey,
jealous.
I was just a little jealous. Like, damn,
Nah, man.
that
Just
D
trying to
hat-
critique
that,
myself
That D
was
hat was
cocked.
tipped a little
That's
bit
right,
to the.
that's
I was
right.
like, oh, I can't. I ain't wore it like that. Let me try. Like,
Ooh.
yeah.
I'm just trying to be
But
me, man.
You did your thing, you know, and that's what's important is that your work ethic, your grind. What is your work ethic? What is your work ethic? What is your grind like? Your work ethic and your grind is what's going to
That's
catapult
what's
you
gonna
to
put
the
you
next
on
level.
the next level. That's
You
right.
can dream, you can wish, and you can pray for whatever. But if you're not putting the
If
work
your
behind that,
your drive isn't matching what you putting out here, the energy you putting out, it's not gonna work.
it's not going to work because that's what it is. It becomes dead energy. You could put the thought out there, but if you're not putting the physical energy behind that thought, there's nothing for or nowhere for it to
It's not gonna be
manifest
no
at
progress.
or in. It
It's
has
gonna
to
feel like you
manifest through
stunted, like you still standing still.
Yeah, yeah. So, I tell my Christian brothers and my brothers and sisters that's in the mosque, that's Muslims, brothers and sisters who Hebrew Israelites. You know, we have to stop allowing our religious beliefs to be our Willie Lynch, to segregate us, our Jim Crow, you know, to divide us within our communities, because it seems as though that the Willie Lynch and or the segregation in our community, it doesn't just come from where we think it comes from. It's rooted within our religion. Oh, I'm a Baptist, I'm a Methodist, I'm a Protestant, I'm a Nation of Islam, I'm a Moabite, I'm a Moor, I'm a, you know, and then those philosophical ideas or ideologies becomes our barrier that cause us not to move forward. We have to understand that your people come through the transatlantic slave trade. Yeah, yours did too, mine did too. Okay, that's our commonality. Let's work from there and let's build something. What is it that we need, or what is it that we deserve as a people for being over here going through the transatlantic slave trade? Our own economic machine, political machine. And when we look at our distribution machine that we have, our national and international distribution, Marcus Garvey was out there pushing that, you know, networking, national and international distribution.
Yeah, I've
Let's
been
buy
trying
our
to
own ships.
Put my head in the book about Marcus Garvey,
Yeah.
so I can, you know,
That's what we have to think.
open up my brain up to he was one of the first millionaires in his time, and these kids today don't even know that.
Right.
So I'm trying to get myself together so I can start taking them on trips to learn about our people. Sometimes it opens up the mind of the next one that's going to lead, just like Pac said. But they don't want to believe that because they don't believe in us. So my motivation is to keep reading, teaching these baby, hey, stay literate. Go
Read.
to school, read.
Read.
You know,
Having
there's
an
nothing wrong with
education
it.
is
Hey,
gangster.
take it from Baby Bang. It's cool to read.
Yeah, it's cool to have an
It's
education.
cool to read and have an
That's
education.
what's up. That's really gangster right there.
Go
All
to
that other
college,
stuff.
be everything you can be, get them degrees because I'm doing it too.
Right.
It's all right.
Right, right.
It's
And,
cool, y'all.
You know, being a dummy is lame. That's whack.
Man,
That's
it really
not,
is.
You can't read and write. That ain't gangster. That's whack. That's you's a punk, as far as I'm concerned, because you wouldn't man up to learn how to read. Now, if you have a
I
deficiency,
wanna-
if you have something that's wrong with you, that's ailing you, where you're, because you got some people that has
Reading
things
disorders
going
and
on
things
that
right where
they
they can't
read
lit-
right.
They're not,
I'm not
you know,
talking
their
about
literacy
them.
is not
Yeah.
up to, you know, like the rest
I'm
of
just talking about
everybody else.
lazy people like
yeah, that
how
just
I
don't want to
was.
do it.
You know, I was just lazy.
Man, you need to stop.
I'm
That's what I just
serious.
didn't
I
wanna do
listen.
it.
I didn't learn how to read and write. And people, I tell people this all the time, and it's so true. It is so true. I did not learn how to read and write until I went to prison. That's why I learned how to read and write. I could not read and write. I couldn't read a contract. I didn't know what type of deal I was taking. I didn't know none of that stuff because I could not read and I could not write. But when I got to prison, I got around all those brothers in there, and they were so smart. I'm talking about the who's who, gangster. I don't you name them.
That has nothing to do with knowledge.
Smart.
You know,
they was extremely
I know
intelligent.
a lot of gangsters that's man could be had got PhDs, you know,
right,
went to school and did their thing, but
they call politicians.
That's right. Ended up having problems in life that, you know, we can't even speak on, you know, who has their ups and downs, everybody. So, you know, you can't ever speak on nobody's intelligence because life sometimes take us to a level you can't even speak on what degrees you have.
That's what made me buckle
you could be
down.
Living good one day and
I was
tables
like,
turn the next.
I was like, ain't no way possible. I'm finna be out here on the prison yard with some boys, and they talking about dissecting the brain, literally. Talking about, I didn't know nothing about the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere of the brain. I was like, what is they talking about? Hemisphere, what? And I was like, nah. And I'm just sitting there like, yeah, because I didn't know. I wasn't a read person. So when I learned how to read, and I started reading books, and these brothers was in there reading books that people read to become doctors. These brothers, and I'm not glorifying violence in prison, but when brothers was getting stabbed, punctured, bodies they was performing their own surgery in the cells, in the cell blocks. They had the equipment, they had the wherewithal and know-how to sew another brother up, so they didn't have to go to health service, so they didn't have to go through waiting on these people to give him some type of medication or to give him some type of surgery and then turn around and put him in a hole because he won't snitch. So they like, okay, we might as well do it ourselves. We learn how to do it ourselves. We do it ourselves. And I watch surgeries jump off in cell blocks because of wars that happened in prison, because brothers didn't want to have to deal with the system. Because the system was like, if you ain't snitching and telling us who they
we ain't going to help you.
You bold anyway.
That's right. We ain't gonna help you.
You know, and that's the type of system that we dealt with. But then you have brothers.
And say it again, because that's the same system Tupac was dealing with. Yeah. That's why he really always, you know, they think he was being cold-hearted. No, he was just telling the truth. And I know so many brothers that just got out of there. You know, they know who Baby Bang is, but I'm just, you know, we don't glorify it because that's not where we want to be. We need to be in these streets in the world united, trying to make some things happen together. They not promoting peace, bro. They don't want us to be together. They want us to stay divided.
And we, you know, a lot of times we buy off into, like when I was looking at, and I'm not trying to make my people look bad, but when you look at the fireworks, and I heard about me and a brother, we was talking, and when we was talking about what happened down at the fireworks, and when I realized that some people had got shot down at the fireworks, I was like, what kind of stuff?
They said there was 2 shootings down there.
I have to.
About what?
What
The fireworks?
the people shooting down at the fireworks, our own people. How does that make you feel when you hear in situations like that? And I know it's a lot of people don't celebrate the 4th of July, etc. But for us to come down there and you got children and elderly, et cetera, and then you got some fools down there shooting, how does that resonate? How does that make you feel?
I mean, it's sad. It's really sad. And it was young kids, right?
Yes, it was. 17, I think.
I'm not sure.
I think she was released this morning. They had her on the news or something in that matter. But it's sad. We doing it to each other, so.
We got to break that cycle.
Exactly.
Got to. End result, we hurting each other. So it's time for that to stop, man. I hate they did that.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't want people to think that just me and Baby Bang, we running this, you know, and we just talking and Tamla just a prop, you know, or she's a mascot or something. And what?
I was just feeling in the seat.
Listen, you just didn't want to come on here and say nothing. And I was like, and I'm just going to be honest with y'all. I put her on
just
front.
Put me on front.
but I asked her to come down here because her son and Baby Bang, her nephew and Baby Bang, you know, never mind, I'm talking too much. But anyway, it's some behind the scenes stuff going on that y'all don't know about that's dealing with what we got going on with the title of the book that I can't say.
We're working.
So just gonna let them know you about to do my soundtrack.
We're working. We got a major soundtrack coming.
That's right.
See what I'm saying?
Pretty soon. So Baby Bang is trying to get some things going on with Miss Tam on y'all. Y'all don't understand how big things is about to get. Just representing the city. Need y'all to stay tuned. We doing it big.
We have to, in order to achieve big, you have to think big. That's
right.
where it starts at. You know, you got a dream. And somebody, you might share that dream or that vision with somebody, and they be like, "Boy, please stop." And you, when they do that, you know, okay, you're dreaming big.
You're dreaming big.
So that's something you need to be aiming to, because just imagine, Barack Obama was the president of the United States of America, and he was just in college smoking a joint 20-something years before that.
I know if he can be the president of the United States, we could be anything we want in this world. That's what I know. So I tell my little 8-year-old little mama, I say, look, whatever you think you want to be, stay focused and do it. The world is yours.
The world is definitely yours. I want to give a shout out to Turbulence LLC, where we run Detroit radio. Brother R.J. Watkins Jr. in the building. That's my dude right there. Ooh. I definitely I've been trying to make some things happen as far as some run-ins on that particular end, but that's going to happen as well.
Much love.
I'm going to do some things different here at the think tank, you know, and I'm experimenting today because I'm going to be bringing you more of our culture. We're going to be talking more about our culture. I'm not going to be pushing my religion down your throat. I'm not going to be doing none of that. And I'm not going to be pushing my ideology down your throat, because all of us don't see things the same way. All of us, obviously, a lot of our people is Democrats and a lot of our people is Republicans. Then there's a lot of our people that's independents. So all of us don't, we don't eat the same food. Me personally, I don't eat pork, but you got some brothers and sisters that take some pork ribs and go down through there all this summer. I'm not bothering it.
So silly.
But
man.
that don't mean that ain't my brother and that ain't my
So silly.
I'm just saying, like,
through there.
You know, right, exactly. It's going down. But you put a turkey burger in front of my face that just come off the grill, it's going down. But you got some brothers and sisters that ain't gonna mess with it. I eat lamb.
Turkey burger. Ain't nothing wrong with no lamb.
I like lamb.
Ain't nothing wrong with switching the way you eat too. We trying to stay healthy. We trying to eat different and get healthy out here. I'm promoting changing how we eat anyway. I'm just saying.
What?
Change after the 4th.
Yeah.
She just. I went to
put
talk.
that out there.
I went to
Well,
talking
while
about.
we talking about.
I
the
went to
fourth,
talking about food, and she
Yeah, you
just
just
went
switched
to.
it up back to the 4th.
So. I said something about some grub.
Man,
The sister.
She said we're gonna wait till after
So
the
we
4th.
know what we gonna be. It's gonna be a Leah's Motivation of Women and a food testing survey show.
Yeah.
We get plenty of talk out of time.
Yeah, let's talk about some food. Well, I know.
You testing my food.
See what I'm saying?
I know the
What's the best
testimony is she
restaurant
might
in the
have
city
some
of
good
Detroit?
food cooking in her home.
What's the best restaurant to serve fish, fried fish in the city of Detroit?
Bosco's.
Woo! Put them right on the map.
What's the
What's
best
up, Bosco's?
restaurant that serve the best French fries in the city of Detroit outside of a major franchise in the city of Detroit?
Uptown.
She know where they at.
See what I'm saying?
Noise.
See what I'm
right.
saying? See what I'm
Know where they
saying?
at.
So we know what we're going to get our sister Tammy to do. We're going to have a cooking show with her and Aaliyah's Motivation of Women, because we're going to give plenty to say.
That whole hour.
See what I'm saying? So you just got to find where
you
your
got to know
people
what to
best
pinpoint.
fit in at, and then wherever your people best fit in at, that's what you work it. That's how you work it. You just don't ostracize your people. You know what I mean? We're going to talk about some food with Tammy. You say who? Boss what? I got to go to some place like that. What is it called?
Bosco's.
Fish. Bosco's. Y'all owe me a check.
That's right.
I'm just saying, send my check to 160 Victor Street, Highland Park, Michigan, and care of Brother Bay here at the Think Tank Show, because Bosco's, you have received advertisement, and it ain't free. I need my money.
Just saying, y'all. But
At least, what kind of fish?
Orange for your lady.
some orange roughy and whiting. They got French fries. French fries. They got potato salad and potato salad. I want
Can I get some of that jumbo shrimp? We talking about food.
jumbo shrimp. Bosco's. I need my money, man. Y'all sat up there and got advertisement out of me like that. What else? What else food? Well, you say who up where?
Uptown Barbecue.
Uptown Barbecue. What's your favorite coming out of Uptown Barbecue?
Everything.
Everything except for pork. I need that. Y'all owe me a plate, man. I want my grub. And shout out to my brother Sean with
Y'all so
Bon
crazy.
Appetit. You know what I mean? Right here, every Saturday, right here at WHPR, the brother be selling them meals. You know, it's that meat. Look, them turkey chops, you got to have that. Shout out to Junior, Turbulence, LLC. Oh, what up? He comes through here. He only, he just comes through, throw out the peace sign and keep moving. He like, what up? And just bounce.
What's good?
I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Do y'all thing. But I enjoyed y'all today. It was like,
Man, I enjoyed you too.
it was something that had to be done. It was something because you kept telling me, when we coming on your show, and, and she make me feel like we ain't paid the full or something.
That's right.
Yo, your show. You know how Alpha was like.
He said, I don't
Yo,
do the club.
He
I don't like the club. I go there, but I don't dig it.
was like, yo, DC.
DC. That's the move.
And that's her.
That's the
Yo
move.
show. That's the move.
Man.
I'm just waiting on the scene with. Right there in that bag right now. Right there in that bag. I know the pull first.
Silly.
You remember when Rich and Alpo? You remember when they was inside the hallway at the apartment and his brother had got kidnapped. Y'all
That's
ain't
right,
watching.
man. They ain't watching.
Y'all ain't watching.
They ain't
Y'all ain't no
watching.
hip hop heads, man. Y'all know that's a part of hip hop culture too.
Man, that's
You know,
my
paid in
favorite
full.
part.
Yeah. And it was like, I was like, no, he ain't take my man out like that. That was whack.
Man.
I was, man, but I didn't like how AZ got on Alpo though.
Yeah.
He put the police.
You know,
on
they
him. I
got
was
that.
like,
They had to make it like keep it going, like it was real dramatical. Kept us watching. We was on our toes watching too.
Right.
But it was a good movie, man.
Yeah, it definitely was
Paid
a
in
good
full,
flick.
man. Hey, you know what? Bang had both them whips he had.
Yeah.
Woo woo.
Yeah.
You
know
feel
what?
me?
And I'm gonna tell you something.
feel me, Tam?
The next time I catch you standing on top of a BMW in a video,
It was mine.
that
Hey,
I
it
want
was
y'all to
paid for,
listen. I want
Tam.
y'all to pay attention.
It was mine.
The next time I see her standing on top of a BMW in a video, and I'm gonna bring that video to y'all. All I want to know is, can I get it when you finish?
For sure.
Y'all heard it right here on the Think Tank Show. Got her, y'all. Bang, bang.
Bang, bang. I'm gonna bring it right to him. I'm gonna
Got
pull
me
it
a
right up to the
Beamer
TV
coming.
show.
She
Pull it
standing
right on
all
up.
top of the Beamer talking about, yeah. And this is how we do. Y'all got to go to Baby Bang ENT on YouTube. I was like, look, she all on top. I said, is that a BMW she's standing on
Yeah,
top
that was
of?
my little seamer.
I was like, man, okay then. These hip-hop heads, they just got too much money to blow.
No, not
Let me
yet.
get $20.
Not yet. I
Oh.
got you. Got you. Hold on.
Let me get
Hold
that.
on.
I
got you.
Yeah, I need Get it to me on TV.
Don't be putting me on front
Right.
seat. Don't do me like that.
Put it on tape right here in front of the people.
Man.
Let them see that you about telling the truth.
Don't do me like that.
Hey, listen, y'all. This
Wait,
how we
wait,
do.
too much. It got
Now,
me-
do you
Got
understand?
me rambling in my
Put-
pocket.
put
Hold
it
on,
right
now.
here.
Hold
I
on.
need it. Put it right here on the table, y'all. I
Hold
got.
on. We gonna play
What's up,
snatches.
y'all? Now
We
y'all
gonna
know
play
y'all gotta go to. I'm gonna pull it.
Just keep your hand on.
Pull it back. You see, pull it back. Rappers be
Project.
faking. Them chains don't be real. That BMW was a model.
Yeah, you got to put the string on it and slide that boy back.
But now you gonna hit on your Beamer now.
No, he gonna do me both. Hey, look,
BMW was just a shell.
that
It was a model.
not a shell.
Put that
No,
20
I
back
ain't playing
up
with
there.
him.
Put you in a
He gonna
Maserati.
he could do all he want. I need the testosterone.
I
That's
tell
the
you,
testosterone.
man. She's just trying to go to
Testarossa, that's what we want.
Bosmo. What's that? Boss who?
Bosco.
Bosco. She's just trying to go to Bosco's with that $20. That's all.
That's all right. We going. We going. He talking all this junk. We going.
Hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me today, man. This was a blessing because, you know, I didn't know what to do because I had got the call yesterday from Sister Cook Bay that she was no longer doing the Think Tank show. She has some other projects that she's going to work on, and I wish her the best in whatever her endeavors is, and I'm hoping that she's successful and get a whole bunch of money because I never did the sister wrong, so I know I can get a loan.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying.
It's always something.
I wish I know Oprah.
Who?
Oprah.
Who is that?
You know, the woman that got her own network.
No. What's her
Oprah.
first name?
Oh,
Oprah.
you said Oprah.
Oprah?
Oprah?
We ain't.
You told Hafo the VV. That one. We talking about Oprah.
Oprah?
Yeah.
Well,
That's what I've been saying. How long?
You said Oprah.
No, I
Man.
didn't.
You put an F in it.
I done-
It's a PH.
I don't got time for
Not F.
Brother Bay today.
Yes. Say it again.
Oprah.
You
Man,
went to
put the
Hardy,
P,
didn't
put
you?
the P
Yes.
in there.
Second floor, last door.
How'd you know?
My class was next door.
Second
Y'all used
floor.
to go. They kept.
Well,
the
he's trying to
LDs,
say
like, close
Oprah.
to the-
Oprah Winfrey
to the-
is who he's trying to say. So, I'm not playing with them. They play
I'm just
too much.
saying, it's just two words y'all can't
Watch
make
this.
me say. Oprah and spaghetti.
Who?
Spaghetti. I know how to eat it, but I just can't say it. Oprah and spaghetti. Those two things.
Don't you mention that in the wrong neighborhood. You been to got shot.
Spaghetti.
So who?
Spaghetti.
How you get spaghetti?
That's it. It's good.
Spaghetti.
Yeah, that's what I said.
I'm done. I'm done. They done
It's hip
cooked
hop,
me.
y'all. The state of hip hop is this
Man.
right here. It's
Baby
been
Bang
watered
is
down.
in the building.
Bottom line, it's been watered down. This is not how hip hop was supposed to go. It ain't about Molly. It ain't about ecstasy. It ain't about
no
crack.
drugs.
It ain't about guns. It ain't about bling bling.
It's about
the
uplifting.
art. It's about the culture. It's about the message. What is that we saying, or what are we? What's the message that we
You know what
giving our
the
youngsters?
message I got for them? LLC, Land, Language, and Culture.
Uh-oh.
Nah, y'all want to get deep into it? Let's go here.
LLC. Land,
Language.
language, and culture. That just went over y'all head like.
And that came from Baby.
Land, language, and
Language.
culture. That's what we need. Our own land, our own language, and our
Speaking
own culture.
language that originally was given from birth.
Mm-hmm.
And our culture is what we already represent to the fullest. But being a queen that they don't want to, they don't want to acknowledge it. I'm going to show them and tell them, bro. They see me now. You showing them. Land, language, and culture. We hip,
Land,
y'all.
language, and culture. We need our own land, our own language, and our own culture. And with that, all I can say is this right here.
That's on my
Y'all
Tupac
was tuned in to the Think Tank Show. This was the hip hop segment of the Think Tank Show and our food segment of the Think Tank Show. And I hope to catch y'all here next week. Same time, same place. Right here, TV 33 WHPR, TV 30, Comcast 90, and we going to Bosco's. I need my free food, Bosco's. I'm on my way. Gotta have it. Salute, y'all.